So, before to give the floor to Mayor Nishida to close this dialogue, I just would like to say a few words. It is the privilege of the chair of the meeting to give some words at the end. First of all, I would say that it was, for me, one of the most, the richest dialogue we had so far. Gives a lot of food for thoughts, and it's difficult for me at the moment to summarize all the ideas that I have in my mind, and it will take some time for me to digest what has been said and during these 2 days. And I would really like to thank deeply those who made the selection of the subject of this dialogue. It was a great idea to have the dialogue on tradition and culture. And as Jean-François said to me during the break, it was selecting this topic was like the liberation of spirit, of the spirits. You know, I think it was like giving more freedom to people to express very deep thinking. When I started the meeting yesterday morning, I said that I read recently a book, and in this book it was said, the author was saying that when a society is struck at a wall, such as during a war or during after a natural disaster, it is in its cultural resources that this society is drawing new forces to reconstruct decent living conditions. And I took this a little bit as, you know, a word of an author and something relatively abstract, but I was feeling there is something probably true in these words. But now I am fully convinced about what this author said, thanks to your presentations. And talking about reconstruction, I will never forget what Ms. Shishido said today, that reconstruction, she thought until she participated to this dialogue that reconstruction was a matter of tangible things, you know, like decontamination. But now she is realizing that reconstruction is not only tangible things, it is also intangible things, like tradition and culture. I think this is now something which is very concrete to me. The power, I think it was very well summarized by all the rapporteurs, Jean-François, Thierry, and Ted, that the power of tradition and culture is to connect people, connecting people, connecting generations. Someone said also connecting regions, connecting people from different parts of the country, connecting people even from different countries. I think this is a very important part. I think there is another aspect that was important during this dialogue. There were a few key recommendations. I think there is this recommendation that was pointed out also by the rapporteurs, that the authorities have to reconsider this tradition, I would say, to move people every 2 years. I mean, this is really contradictory with a reconstruction of Fukushima. I mean, you need stability, you need to have people who really understand what is at stake. And I mean, this is a strong message that has to be maybe passed to the authorities. And there is also another recommendation that came out implicitly from this. There were many recommendations, but I just pick two of them. The second one is the need to consider what to do with the memory of the accident. We were the museums in the school museums in Belarus were mentioned. The Museum of Bragin was mentioned by Mrs. Endo, and I think they play a key role in the reconstruction also. This is important. Especially what is important is to prepare these museums. In the case of Belarus and in the case of the Museum of Bragin, which is a very nice, small, very nice museum, this was made by the people themselves. I mean, it was a collective effort to gather objects, to gather testimonies, and also a work of the population with some artists to design the museum. Of course, it was done 15 years after the accident. Maybe it's a little bit too early now, but I think you should consider preparing the ground, gathering documents, gathering a lot of things, in the objective in the future to also have these places where it will be a way to transmit the memory of the accident from generation to generation. And to finish, you know, when I presented three photos this morning, because all the time I was listening to you, I was thinking about my experience in Belarus. And we talked about food culture. They have also a very nice food culture over there. It's quite different. And what they like to do is they love picnics. Because there's a lot of forests over there, and one of their favorite occupation when the weather is nice is to go during the weekend to have picnics with the family. And in these picnics, food is important. Purified water is also important. They have a kind of purified water. It's the same color as your purified water. And so, I mean, and they have also very traditional things like fish soup, which is very traditional. And we experienced that with Professor Niwa and Professor Ban. We were recently, last September, we went to Belarus together, and we had one of these party, one of these picnic, sharing local food, sharing local purified water, and also sharing music. Last time with Professor Ban, we had a fantastic evening with accordionists, and they were singing, all the people were singing the traditional songs from Belarus. And what these people said at the end of this very warm and very nice evening we spent together, you know, they have these traditions about toasts. They like to do toast. And one of the final toasts was made by a lady, and she said, "We work hard in this place because life is not always easy. We have to work hard. But we love our country. And now it's 20 years after, more than 20 years, almost 30 years after the accident. We love very much our country. We are very pleased to have decided to stay in this place. And we are very proud to live in this place." So I will finish with that, and I will pass now the floor to Mayor Nishida for the closing of this dialogue. And as a final word, I would say thank you once again to all of you. Thank you for the participants, for those who made presentations. Thank you for those who have organized this dialogue. Thank you, of course, to our interpreters. They do a fantastic job, as usual. And thank you to the municipality of Tate. Without your support, it would be difficult to pursue these dialogues since now almost 4 years. Thank you very much. Once again, the floor is yours.
それじゃあ皆さん2日間の ICRP のダイアログ大変ご苦労様でございました。伊達市といたしましてもですね、どれだけのサポートができたかというのは心もとないところもあるんですけども、職員はよくやってくれたと思います。私はちょっと欠席ばかりしまして大変申し訳ありませんでした。ただ私のちょっと若干の感想を述べさせていただくとですね、本当にいろいろ聞くチャンスが少なかったことは非常に残念に思います。と申しますのは今ゾラさんからもそれはジャックさんからもお話ありましたように大変いいダイアログだったなと。聞けなかったのは残念だと思うんですね。それは実は今日の朝私もお話ししましたようにこの復興とですねお茶の問題と文化っていうかそういうのはどこに関係があるのかなと若干疑問に思っていたんですけども、しかし冒頭では今朝お話ししましたように本当に2年前ですね、平田織座っていう劇作家の言ったことが私はそれ後からさっき昼探したんですがもうどっか行っちゃったんですね。それぐらい忘れてたんです。でももう一度彼の書いたなんていうんですかね書いたっていうか喋ったことのサマリーがあるはずなんでねそれを探したんですけどもつまりそれだけ私は忘れていたけども今回気づかされたと。こういうことを改めてですね皆さんに申し上げたいと思うんですね。で、若干ちょっとあれですけど非常に聞いた中で聞かせていただいた中で数少ないんであれなんですけども私一つ非常に印象に残ったことは佐藤さんのですか赤城神社ですかね実は伊達市もですね平成23年の3月11日の後の8月に富成地区一番伊達市では放射能の高かった地区で小学校との先生方校長先生あるいは地域の皆さんが努力してですね8月にプールに入ったんですよね。それはやっぱり、大変いろんなことが意見があってしかし、先生方とかみんなが協力して地域の人たちも納得して入ったんですね。で赤城神社の皆さんのこの発表はここに書いてある通りであってですね今年もやります曲げ寺に大盛りということでねこの精神つまりもちろん除染とかそういうことで努力されたとは思うんですけども、富成の場合はどっちかというと科学的に取り組んだと大森の皆さんはもちろん科学的には取り組んだと思いますけどもそれ以上に精神的な取り組みということでですね非常に私はなるほどアプローチの仕方に2つあるんだなということをですね今回の佐藤さんの発表の中でですね非常に強く印象づけられたと、他にも立派な発表たくさんあったと思うんですけど私ちょっと、聞くチャンスがなくて残念だというのはそういうところにもあります。それからもう一つですねゾラさんの発表にもラゾさんゾラじゃなくてミスターラゾの発表っていうかまとめにもありましたけどもですね、今回の放射能の被害というのは私たちにいろんなことを学ばさせてくれたあるいは気づかさせてくれたっていう部分があると。でそれは私も非常に強く感じておりまして例えば子どもたちに外遊びが大事であるとかいろんなことをですね、感じてそれが今新しい取り組みになっているんですけども そういう中で何て言いますか、絆って言いますかね、実は意見がありましたからちょっと脱線して話していきますとね、伊達市はですね、震災以前からお祭りに取り組む若者の取り組み活動をですね、これはやっぱり地域の絆を強くするためには必要だということで、毎年実は宝くじに応募してるんですよ。宝くじで当選するとですね、当選っていうか割り当てが来るんですけどね、大体伊達市は毎年1件か2件で1件500万ぐらいいただいておりまして、それで太鼓を新調してるんですよ。でずーっと計画的にそうですね、もう10年以上やってますから、ほとんどのところが太鼓はですねちゃんとっていうかあるんですね。ですからそういうところに震災とは関係なく力を入れてきたんですけども、今回の震災でですね、一番坂野先生でしたっけ、失礼しました、ちょっと見えなくて発表にもありましたけど、先生の発表を聞いて私ね強く思ったのは、飯舘村でも放っておいてもっていうか、震災以前からもなくなりつつあったお祭りとかそういったものがですね、なくなってはいけないということに気づかされたっていいますかね、そういうことによってみんながまた新たに取り組んできたっていいますかですね、そういう発表がありましたけども、祭りの力っていいますか、そういったものの絆の力っていいますか、これをやっぱり再認識したと、こういうことではないかと思うんですね。で脱線ついでに私の意見を言わせていただくとね、私は日本には宗教が通常は2つあると言われてますよね。それは仏教とそれから神道ですよね。でも本を読むとですね、神道は宗教じゃないって書いてあるんですよ。でそれはどうしてかと、宗教の定義にはですよ、宗教学者の方の定義にこう書いてあったんですね。宗教っていうのは教義と戒律っていうのが必要なんだと。しかし神道には全くそういうのはないと。だからあれは宗教ではない。じゃあ何なんだということなんですけども、これはまさに伝統なんですね。で私は東京に20年以上30年以上かな住んでましたけども、東京の都心の谷間にも実は神社があるんですよね。本当に信じがたいことに気がつかないんですけども、お祭りを時々やるからそこでこんなとこにもあるのかって気づくんですよね。で田舎にもどこ行ってもあるんだ。じゃあそれは宗教なのかというと、学者の言う宗教ではないんですよね。だけどもやっぱり我々日本人のやっぱ伝統的な地域の力を集めている見えない力なのかなと。でやっぱり今回私はそういうことの重要さというのをですね改めて気づかされたということ、そのことを今回の ICRP の会議で気づかされたと言うべきなんですね。ですから大変全部聞かれなかったのは残念なんですけれども、そういう意味では私は大変素晴らしいダイアログだったんだということを改めて、感じましてですね、ICRP の皆さん、そして参加された皆さんに心から感謝と敬意を申し上げたいと思います。十分なことはできなかったかもしれませんけれども、伊達市といたしましてはICRP の皆さんの活動に心から敬意を表しまして、できるだけ今後も支援というとなんですけどもサポートをさせていただきますし、またそれによって我々もまたいろんなことを学ばさせていただきたいとこのように思っております。ありがとうございました。
Thank you, Mr. Nishida, for this talk, and now I declare the dialogue closed. Thank you very much, and see you next time.